So hello, welcome to our module 2 switching concept of switching, routing, and wireless essentials. So in this module we're going to explain how frames are forwarded in a switch network, compare collision domain to a broadcast domain. Though this topic was already covered in our previous course, Introduction to Network, so may this serve as review for this for these topics Ayan, so frame forwarding. So we have two terms associated with frames entering or exiting an interface. So we have the ingress interface or incoming interface. We have egress interface or outgoing interface. So as a switch forward based on the incoming interface and the destination MAC address. Switch uses MAC address table to make forwarding decision. So take note that a switch will never allow traffic to be forwarded out the interface it received the traffic where the information was originated. So the switch MAC address table. So a switch will use the destination MAC address to determine the outgoing interface. Before a switch can make this decision, it must learn what interface the destination is located. A switch builds a MAC address table, also known as content addressable memory, by recording the source MAC address into the table along with the port it was received. Okay, so gamit tayo ng Wireshark packet tracer to demonstrate yung operation niya. So here I'm going to use Catalyst 2960. Then we have two computers Fast forward na lang natin to make this port green. Yan, fast forward. So I'm going to clear the MAC address for a moment kasi on the background our devices or computers send messages with multiple through the use of multiple protocols in the background. So possibly magkakaroon tayo ng entry sa MAC address table nitong switch natin. So show MAC address table, makikita natin siya. Okay, so sa ngayon dito sa ating demo wala pang laman pero minsan kasi pagkalagay mo ng IP address, nag-up yung port, nagkakaroon siya rito ng MAC address entry. So ibig sabihin na no need na pala para sa akin na mag-clear Okay, so how does a switch builds MAC address table? Of course, so try muna natin mag-generate ng traffic Okay, so kunyari nag-ping tayo or gamit tayo ng simulation so yung ping, tapos close natin yan. Let's try to send ping 10 10 10 2 and then send Of course, as a user ang alam natin, our computer will automatically send 4 packets 4 ping packets on the background. At kung makikita nyo rito on the packet tracer, the message is directed kaagad dito sa ating destination. Pero on the background kasi itong switch natin, no, no, naka-receive ng unang ping packet yan dito, naka-pause yung ping packet, tapos sinisave niya yung MAC address dito sa source port na ito, and then nung pinorward niya yung, or nung ipaprocess niya na ngayon yung frame, no, para mai-forward dito sa mga ports, no, dahil ang destination MAC address table natin is incomplete pa. Kung marami tayong computer dito, tatamaan nyo ng broadcast. Okay, so nakita nyo na kasi nag-iisa, no? So kaya yung ping natin from PC0 dinirect agad ni switch dito sa simulation. Pero kung ito ay puno ng mga computer natin, ipo-forward niya in the background. Okay, so of course yung mga computers that receive the broadcast frame will just ignore the frame, okay, or discard the frame, no? And then since this is the intended recipient, it will prepare a reply, no, for that ping. So yung ping natin, syempre pupunta yan dito, and then ang gagawin din ni switch is to capture the MAC address dito sa port na ito, and then ipaprocess niya ngayon yung frame, at makikita niya na yung destination MAC address naman ay nandito, no? Nandito na sa kanyang caching, so ipo-forward niya na kaagad yan dito. Okay, medyo mabilis, or sabihin natin sobrang bilis ng proseso, pero kung babalik tayo real time, show MAC address table, no, ang unang process kasi is naka-receive ng frame yung ating switch, no, from dito sa incoming port na F01, tapos ni-record niya yung MAC address ng PC0. Binroadcast niya yung frame na yon kasi wala pa naman ito, okay, wala pa naman yan. So of course yung mga computer, kung meron man, dire-discard nila. Etong recipient, mag-reply yan, same procedure, marireceive, no, incoming frame, tapos i-record ngayon yung MAC address table. At dahil ang magiging destination na natin ngayon ay itong PC0 sa reply, no, ito yung gagamitin niya MAC address as destination, and then ipo-forward out sa past Ethernet 01. Ganoon lang yung proseso, no, yung kanyang concept, no. So balikan natin, no, step by step. So the switch learns and forward traffic or frame. So the switch daw uses two-step process. Step number 1, learning process. It examines the source address. So it adds the source MAC address if not in the table. And if, no, the source MAC address is already in the table, it will reset the timer, no. Kasi hindi, the MAC address will not be there forever, no. So kapag switch ay na-idle for kunyari mga 10 minutes or 30 minutes, an hour, then the MAC address table will reset to 0. Okay, pero kung maabutan natin, no, na nandoon pa yung source MAC address, it will reset the timeout setting back to 5 minutes, no, if the source is in the table. Yan yung default, no, 5 minutes. Aging time kung tawagin, aging, no, tanda, di ba, pagtanda, aging time. Step number 2, no, forwarding the frame. So it examines the destination MAC address. If the destination MAC address is in the MAC address table, it is forwarded out the specified port. If the destination MAC address is not in the table, it is flooded out all the interface except the one it was received. So balikan natin, no, review ng switch forwarding method, no. Switches uses software on application specific integrated circuit, no, to make very quick decision. A switch will use one of the two methods to make forwarding decision after it receive a frame, no. Meron tayong store and forward switching, which is default, no, doon sa catalyst natin. Merong cut through switching. I don't know kung saan ginagamit tong cut through, no. Naabutan ko na lang kasi itong mga yung mga catalyst, no. Pero maganda kasi gamitin yung catalyst kasi nga store and forward switching siya, no. It received the entire frame from the source, no. So binabuffer yan sa memory and ensure the frame is valid. Yan, before forwarding out to the outgoing port, no? Store and forward switching daw is Cisco's preferred switching method. Itong cut-through switching forwards the frame immediately after determining the destination MAC address of an incoming frame and the outgoing port. Okay, usually yung first 512 yata yung tinitignan, or first 64 byte. Okay, ng frame na yun. Kapag ka na-receive nyo na yun, ipo-forward nyo na kaagad papalabas. Pero nagkakos ito ng ng error. Minsan may corrupted pala yung kabuuan ng frame na yun, no? Pinorward niya kaagad yung pinakadulo, na pinaka-umpisa, no? Tapos yung nasa kalagitnaan pala corrupted. So dumarating doon sa receiving device natin, corrupted yung frame, i-discard lang siya. Mabilis itong cut-through, kaya lang prone sa error. Okay, so balikan pa natin, no, yung store and forward switching. Yan. So ito yung characteristics daw ng store and forward switching. Meron daw siyang error checking. The switch will check the frame check sequence, no, for the cyclical redundancy check errors, no, for bad frame, or yung bad frames daw will be discarded. So meron siyang buffering technique, no? So buffering, the incoming interface will buffer the frame while it checks the frame checksum sequence. This is also allows the switch to adjust to a potential difference in speed between the incoming and outgoing port, no? Kagaya ng catalyst natin, 'di ba? Meron tayong 24 ports past Ethernet and 2 ports 1 Gbps, no, na interface. So magkaibang magkaibang speed. Okay, so yung buffering daw ay nakakatulong doon, no, para makapag-adjust na. So again, balikan natin yung cut-through switching. So yung cut-through switching forwards the frame immediately after determining the destination MAC address. Itong cut-through, meron pang variant ito, fragment free cut-through switching, no, method. So yung fragment free method will check the destination and ensure that the frame is at least 64 bytes, no. This will eliminates the runt, no. Tandaan natin yung runt ay yung less than 64 bytes, no. Considered considered corrupted, or tinatawag din siyang collision, Okay, so concept of cut-through switching. Appropriate daw siya for switches needing latency to be under 10 microseconds. It does not check the frame checksum sequence, so it can propagate error or forward. Propagate means forward. Ayan. It can forward errors, may lead to bandwidth issues if the switch propagates too many errors. So it cannot support ports with differing speed, no, going from ingress to egress. So ito pare-parehas na port speed, no? So balikan natin yung switching domains, no? Ayan. So yung collision domain. Switches eliminates collision domain and reduce congestion. When there is a full duplex on the link node, no, the collision domains are eliminated. When there is one or more devices in the hub duplex, there will now be a collision domain. So ibig sabihin, kung magkoconnect ako dito ng hub dito sa port na ito, of course yung hub na yun parang switch din siya, no, physically, pero nahati kasi yung bandwidth dun, no. At yung hub na yun doon nangyayari yung mga collision kasi nga it allows no, multiple devices to access media, no. Minsan nagkakasabay yung mga devices natin to transmit frame doon sa hub, therefore creating a collision. So kaya nga tayo nagsiswitch na ngayon, no, para ma-eliminate natin yung collision, no, at ma-utilize natin yung full duplex. Pero balikan muna natin, no. So when there is one or more devices in a hub duplex, there will now be a collision domain. There will now be contention for the bandwidth, competition ito, no, to access, no, or para do sa bandwidth, no. Collision are now possible. So most devices including Cisco and Microsoft use auto negotiation as the default settings no for duplex and speed. Kung maaalala nyo, ang sabi ni Cisco, advisable daw, no? Kunyari for dedicated device kagaya ng server, kailangan naka-manual full duplex, tapos yung pinaka-maximum ano niya, no? Speed. Pero kung hindi ko ginagawa yon on my practice, no? Hinahayaan ko na lang na naka-auto negotiate kasi bihira lang talaga yung problema, no? Bihirang problema na magkaroon ka ng duplex mismatch, not unless ginalaw ng user. So balikan naman natin yung term na broadcast domain. Yan. So a broadcast domain daw extend across all physical and data link layer device on the local area network. Yan. So ito, no? So whether hub or switch yan, isang broadcast domain yan, no? Kasi yung concept, di ba, kunyari pagka nag-ARP itong isang computer na to, maririnig ng lahat ng active devices yun, no? Kaya isang broadcast domain sila. Kapag ka nag-connect ka naman ng another switch, no, dinagdag mo, ini-extend mo lang yung broadcast domain. Okay? So di pangit yung extend ka lang ng extend, no, ng broadcast domain kasi nga pinopropagate mo yung unwanted signal, pati yung mga errors, no, na ipo-forward yun, no. Nagko-cost din ng mga delay yun kasi kailangan matapos, no, sa kabilang side yung broadcast na yun, no. So kaya minsan gumagamit ng router para ma-break up yung broadcast domain, no? Sabi daw, only a layer 3 device such as router will break the broadcast domain, also called a MAC broadcast domain. The broadcast domain daw consists of all devices on the local area network that receive the broadcast traffic. When the layer 2 or data link layer switch receive the broadcast, it will flood out, no, that message to all interfaces except the incoming interface. Ito yung problema kapag masyadong malawak yung broadcast domain natin. Too many broadcast may cause congestion and poor network performance. Increasing yung devices natin at the physical layer at data link layer will cause the broadcast domain to expand. Ayan, kaya nga papasok dyan yung mga topic natin na VLANs, no, saka yung BLSM or subnetting. So alleviating, no, network congestion. Switches daw use the MAC address table and the full duplex to eliminate collision and avoid congestion. Features of the switch that alleviate congestion are as follows, no? Fast port speed, no? Depending on the model, switches may have up to 100 Gbps port speed. Of course, kung bibili po tayo ng switches sa panahon natin ngayon, yung may gigabit na feature, no? If konti na lang ang difference, no, between 1 Gbps saka 10 Gbps switch, mag 10 Gbps switch ka na para nakaabang na siya ng ano, sa 10 Gbps na LAN card, no? Although sa mga nabibili nating motherboard, built-in LAN card doon 1 Gbps pa lang eh. Pero malay nyo, in the near future, no, kapag bibili tayo ng motherboard, puro naka 10 Gbps na. So edi mag 10 Gbps switch na kayo. Tapos category 6 na kable, no? May-utilize natin yung 10 Gbps wire speed niyan. Fast internal switching, no? This uses fast internal bus or shared memory to improve performance. Large frame buffering allows for temporary storage while processing large quantities of frame. Of course, kung bibili kayo, di yung matataas na ano na, no, na memory buffering, no? Tinitingnan din yung mga feature na yan, ano? High port density or number of ports. So this provide many ports for devices to be connected to local area network with less cost. This also provides more local traffic, no, with less congestion. May mga switches kasi tayo na nabibili na merong 48 ports, okay, or more, no, or yung pang mga malalaking organization na para siyang cabinet. Tapos bibili ka ng module ng mga switches, isasalpak mo doon para magkaroon ka ng mga hundreds to 8,000 switch port, no? So yun lang regarding this module, no, a brief review, no, ng previous topic natin, no, on switch forwarding or frame forwarding. I hope in this video kahit paano naalala ninyo yung mga topic natin, no? So please please read your curriculum, and kung meron mang mga packet tracer activities doon, pakigawa ninyo on your own, no? Syempre basahin ninyo, and kung kinakailangan you need to take note, mas maganda kung nagsusulat kayo sa notes ninyo, okay? Kasi nga tandaan ninyo, itong ginagawa natin, nag-aaralan natin, magagamit nyo ito sa industry. O kaya lang, kung hindi naman kayo nagsusulat sa notebook, hindi nyo makakapisado ito or hindi nyo maaalala, so maaaring after natin or before kayo mag-OJT, makakalimutan nyo na yung pinag-aralan nyo dito sa Cisco 1 and Cisco 2. Yan. Kaya yun yung purpose ng mag-take down notes kayo, no? Or mag-practice. So again, maraming salamat, and see you next module natin.